I'm not ready. Stop making me do that. All right, cool. All right, we're on. We are on. It's Sunday. That means it's time to announce the week's tournaments for the week of December 15th to December 21st. Today is December 14th, the filming day, and it's my 32nd birthday. You just get older after a while. You just get older. All right, let's get started. Monday, December 15th at 844 King Street West in Hamilton, Ontario. It's Conspiracy Comics. I'm going to call it comic books. It's starting at 6:30 p.m. We've got the Quantum Leap build, 300 points, Golden Age. Bring 3 teams with a predetermined play order, so you know which team you're going first, which team's going second, which team's going third. Before the second round begins, replace your first round team with the next team. Continue until all 3 teams have been played. So obviously it's going to be a 3-round tournament, right? Characters and game elements that are part of a single team cannot be used again in another team. So don't bring 3 copies of the same team. And don't expect a figure used on Team 1 to be able to be used on Team 2. Cool? Awesome? Great. As always, the cost is $5 or free. If a minimum of 4 players attend, it will be a $5 entry fee to account for more participation pricing. Pricing is for first place. It's first place in Fellowship is Talon. Second is Ragnarok Searcher and Skull Brother. Cool, awesome stuff. Or a Teen Titans 100 Ravager. Excuse me. Oh. So that's again 844 King Street West, Conspiracy Comics in Hamilton. Also on Monday, we have Comic Book Addiction over at 1022 Brock Street South in Whitby, Ontario. At 6 p.m. Monday, December 15th. It's any way you want it. That's the way you need it. I suddenly want to break into Journey. It's free entry. This is their casual Monday tournament. 600 points constructed, Golden Age. It's a battle royale, so everybody on the same map. Special rule is Highlander rule is suspended. I guess they normally have the Highlander rule over a Comic Book Addiction. Unique rule suspended. Prime rule suspended. Resource rule is suspended. The relics and special object rules are suspended. Oh my god! Oh! Okay, so yeah, if you want to bring a whole team of Prime figures, multiple resources, a whole team of Phantom X's, 3 special relic objects for your, rule of 3 still, of course, applies, as I want to mention. That sounds awesome. I am going to put a Power Plant and a Book of Skulls on the same team. I'm going to hell. Amber, don't look at me like that. And I'm playing it with 8 primes, one of which will be Ebon Sword. Again, that's Monday at 6 o'clock at 1022 Brock Street South, Whitby, Ontario, at Comic Book Addiction. Moving on to Tuesday, 401 Games is done until the new year for tournaments. Probably going to see one January 4th, I believe, is the next listed date where there's probably going to be something. Wednesday, nothing listed. Moving on to Thursday. Thursday at Black Knight Games, 868 Mohawk Road East in Hamilton, Ontario at 6 p.m. It is a 400-point flash sealed. Use 2 flash boosters to build a 400-point team. $30 entry for both members and non-members. So in this case, having the Stronghold membership at Black Knight Games isn't going to affect the entry fee for this tournament. That said, Stronghold members of the Black Knight Games is $25 a year. You get discounts on some events, most likely non-sealed. Food and your purchases go towards later purchases, and you collect points against your account. So that's $25 a year, Black Knight Games for a Stronghold account. And that's 868 Mohawk Road East in Hamilton at 6 p.m. on Thursday. Moving on to Friday, I got nothing listed. It's the holiday season. There's going to be a lot of downtime where we don't hear a lot about what's going on in tournaments. So we move on to Saturday, the Comic Warehouse at 20 Strathern Avenue in Brampton at 2 p.m. This week it is 500 points golden, no colors in your keyword or your names. And now my clarifications on that were scarlet is considered a color. It's a tone of red, so no scarlet witches, no red skulls, no red lanterns, no green lanterns. We have spent 6 months with the Warlight. Cool it with the colors. Again, that's Saturday at 2 p.m. at 20 Strathern Avenue in Brampton, the Comic Warehouse. Next up, once again, rolling back to Comic Book Addiction at 1022 Brock Street South in Whitby, Ontario on Sunday, December 21st at 12:30 p.m. We have the Santa Claus is Coming to Town tournament. This one's a free entry, 400-point Golden Age constructed, one-round Battle Royale. Looks like they're doing a lot of Battle Royales as we enter the holiday season. Description. Santa has come to town bearing presents. No one wants to wait for Christmas, though, and they want their presents now. The first player to collect 10 presents wins. There are 2 ways of getting presents. When Santa has successfully dealt damage, he will drop a present in a square adjacent to him. The player who successfully attacked may choose which square the present falls. A player's figure must be adjacent to a present to pick it up, but they may do so as a free action. A player who owns a present gets +1 to all their characters' attack values for each present they own. No limit to no rule of 3 limit on that one. If one of those characters owned by if one of the characters owned by a player with the present is successfully attacked, the player may choose to give a present to the other player instead of taking damage. Now Santa moves. He starts in the middle of the map. After every player's move, the judge will roll a die to determine which direction Santa will move, and then Santa will move his full speed if possible. If he hits a wall, he will stop. Santa does not take tokens for pushing damage. As a hint, too, Santa's starting defense is 23. So if you're going to hit Santa, be ready to hit Santa. There's going to be prizes for winner and fellowship for that one. And that is that for this weekend tournaments in the Greater Toronto, Hamilton area. All right, let's start talking ROC. Coming up on March 7th in 2015, we do have the Windsor ROC coming up, the Windsor being the Eastern Canada Super Qualifier. Now, I've talked to Dan, and he has mentioned he's going to coordinate with some stores to possibly facilitate tournaments where we can get some entry into this tournament as well. Don't quote me on that. I'm waiting to hear more from Dan and the other store venues that were interested in running these events. That said, those of you who are interested, it's going to be held at the Ambassador Golf Club in Windsor, Ontario. I will give address and more information a little closer to the event as it is coming closer. But it's going to be following the pre-April format, so there's going to be no tactics, no entity possession, nothing bigger than a peanut base, and they're going to have multiple judges in the event, from my understanding. The entry fee is $30. There's tons of prizing that he's got listed. They do have a Facebook event group coming up that is worth taking a quick look at. So that said, keep your ears peeled, and probably a good idea to start practicing, getting ready for it. Okay, guys? In the meantime, that is all we have for this week, and I'll see you guys next week.